Hi there, I'm Lisa from CubeHR, and today we wanted to share with you how to conduct a redundancy consultation meeting via video. I'd also like to introduce Claire from CubeHR, who's going to portray the role of the manager putting the individual at risk. We're also joined by Lucy and Matt from Sales Geek, who have kindly offered to portray the person at risk, and Matt's going to be the union representative. And this video is to show you the process of the first meeting where the individual is put at risk. So here we go.
Hi, can you hear me?
Hi Lucy, yeah, we can hear you, but we can't see you. Can you turn your video on?
I'm not sure how to do that.
Okay, no problem. Are you on a laptop?
Yes.
So if you look at the bottom left of your screen there, you should see a button that says Start Video.
Okay, hang on. Let me just try. Oh, is that better?
Yep, that's perfect. Thanks, Lucy.
So at this point already, it's really important to remember that your employees might not be familiar with Zoom or whichever platform that you might want to use. Maybe a good idea to get them to log on the day before to test the connection, and you might need to send them some instructions on how to use Zoom or Teams or whichever platform you're using. Please make sure that either your chair or your note taker has enough technical knowledge to help them as well if they do get stuck.
Okay, so thanks so much for joining me today, Lucy. I'd like to start off by just making some introductions. So as you know, my name is Claire Thwaite from CubeHR, and I'm going to be chairing today's meeting. I've got Lisa with me, Lisa Salbots, who's going to be taking notes, and Lisa will send you a copy of the minutes after the meeting. I know that you've also brought a representative today, who is Matt Simmons from the Geek Trade Union, so welcome, Matt.
Now, at this point in the proceedings, the employee might not have been offered the opportunity to bring a representative, as it's the first meeting, and that's okay. However, if they were given the opportunity and they didn't bring one, please can you just make a note that they were given the right and that they're okay to proceed without one.
So Lucy, unfortunately, we need to place your role at risk of redundancy.
Why? Sorry, but you need to explain why.
This is due to...
So at this point, the person chairing the meeting will need to explain the rationale for putting the role at risk, and your reason has to fall into one of the legal definitions for redundancy. And those definitions are that the business has ceased or intends to cease to carry on the business for the purpose of which that employee was employed, or carry on the business in the place where the employee was employed. Or the fact that the requirements of that business for employees to carry out the work of a particular kind, or for employees to carry out work of a particular kind in the place where the employee was employed, and that place is ceased or diminished and or is expected to cease or diminish. So it can be quite complex actually to even come up with that rationale. If you're in any doubt if your rationale fits into one of those legal definitions, then please contact us for further advice. In this instance, we are presenting you with a scenario where Lucy is the only person being made redundant because we're assuming she's the only person that does the role. If there was more than one person doing the same or similar roles, then you'd need to compile selection criteria and have a scoring matrix for each individual to ensure that you're being fair. This is more complex than a straightforward redundancy, so please contact us if you need further advice. We're going to go back to the meeting now and make an assumption that Claire has already told Lucy the rationale for her proposed redundancy.
So now that you're aware of why we're proposing to make your role redundant, the purpose of today's consultation meeting is to answer any questions you may have about the rationale behind that proposed redundancy and to explore options for alternatives.
Can I just say that I don't agree with your rationale at all?
Matt, I do appreciate that you want to contribute to the discussion, but please do be aware you're here to represent Lucy. I'm really happy for you to be here and support her and help put forward any questions, but please can you allow me some time to explain in full before interrupting? As I was saying, the purpose of today is also to hear your suggestions on this and to outline the next steps of the process. Lucy, I do appreciate that this is a really difficult process for you and you may feel anxious or concerned. So if you do need some time out to digest the information or to consult with Matthew, then please let me know and I can put you into a separate breakout room that's totally private. Is that all right?
Yes. So we need to remember that doing a virtual call like this means that the employee has less opportunity to talk with their representative, so you need to make accommodation for this. Using breakout rooms is a great way to do it. Also remember, the employee is likely to be in their own home. Whilst this can make them feel more comfortable, it could also make them feel more emotional and vulnerable as this conversation is taking place in a safe environment rather than a detached place like the office.
Thank you, Lucy. So firstly, do you have any questions about...
So can I talk now?
Matt, can I remind you again that as Lucy's representative, you're welcome to make notes and present Lucy's point of view, but you don't have the right to interrupt me and prevent me from presenting my case. If you interrupt again, I will adjourn this hearing until another representative can be found. Please, can I continue?
Yes, sorry.
Thank you. Lucy, firstly, do you have any questions about the reason why your role has been placed at risk of redundancy?
Well, it's all a bit sudden, really. I just don't know. I'm sorry. I just don't know.
Lucy, do you want to turn your video and sound off for a few moments and maybe just get some water or some fresh air?
Yes, please.
No problem.
So employees may be feeling a range of emotions at this time: fear, anger, distress. It's really important to acknowledge that and give them some time to adjust. They won't be able to take in what you're saying if they're in a fight or flight state.
Hi, Lucy. Are you okay to continue now?
Yes, thank you.
It's no problem. If you need some more time out, just let me know. So we were talking about the reason that your role's been placed at risk and if you have any questions.
So Lucy's confused as to why she's the only one in the company at risk.
Okay, well, as you know,
This is where Claire would need to explain why only Lucy has been chosen. This could be because she's the only one doing the role and it's just not needed anymore. Or it might be that the role has diminished in volume. One thing that's really important to know is that it's the role that is redundant and not the person.
now that I've explained that to you, Lucy, does that make sense?
Yes, it does. I think I understand.
Okay, do you have any other questions about that?
No.
Okay, so we'll just move on then. We've explored any options for alternative employment for you.
So here's where Claire would talk about the alternatives that they've looked at. You have a duty to explore alternatives to redundancy. So this could be other roles in the company, reducing overtime, reducing hours, reducing commission payments, things like that. And you need to show that you've thought about these things, even if they seem unlikely.
Can I just have a minute with my rep, please? I just want to check something.
Yeah, of course. I'll put you both into a breakout room. Lovely. Are we okay to carry on now?
Yes.
So we have a couple of questions. Lucy would like to know if her job could be saved if she reduced her hours down to a 3-day week for the short term.
Okay, well, we can explore that possibility. I mean, what I'll do is consult with the directors on this and see if that might be a possible solution.
Okay, and we would also like to know if Lucy can stay on furlough until the end of October and then be made redundant if there's no alternatives at that point.
Again, I will ask for you. I do know that after the 1st of August, the business will start to incur costs on the furlough scheme, so that may not be a practical solution, but I will discuss this with the directors.
It's really important that you take time to consider suggestions that the employee may come up with. It might be that they think of things that you haven't already thought of that are actually viable and might save the need for a redundancy. So never dismiss a suggestion without showing it due consideration.
Is there anything else that you want to put forward at the moment?
No, not at the moment, thank you.
Okay, thanks, Lucy. So the process going forward is that I'll go back to the directors with the notes from this meeting and we'll discuss your questions. We'll continue to explore alternatives as well. As yours is the only role at risk, there isn't a formal timescale for our consultation, and I'm keen to resolve it as swiftly as possible. It's not fair to leave it hanging over your head. So could we perhaps arrange a second meeting for Thursday of this week? And that'll give me time to get some consideration and feedback from the directors.
Yes, Thursday is fine with me.
Yes, I can do Thursday. Same time, 2 p.m.
Yeah, that's perfect. So I'll send you a copy of the notes from the meeting and a confirmation of our second meeting via email later on today. And I'll see both of you on Thursday. But if you do think of anything else in the meantime, you've got my email and my phone number, so please do let me know.
As you can see, redundancies are very emotional for the individual at risk, so it's really important that you make sure you've got a robust rationale that meets the legal definitions for redundancy. Please check that the individual is comfortable in using video chats. Please make sure that you allow the individual the opportunity to ask questions that they might have, that you look for alternatives to mitigate the need for any redundancy, that you look into the suggestions that they make. Please share a copy of the notes from the meeting with the individual and that individual's representative. Make sure that you give them an indication of timescales because you don't want to leave them in limbo. And most importantly, just be open and honest throughout. So here we've shared with you the most straightforward example of redundancy. And if you've got multiple people in the same role, please make sure that you've got a fair selection process, because some reasons for redundancy are automatically unfair. If you're making more than 20 people redundant, you have to wait at least 30 days in the consultation period before the first dismissal takes place. And it's 45 days if it's more than 100 people. If you're unsure about any part of the process, please do reach out and get in touch with us, and we'd be more than happy to help you through it. Thanks for watching.